Finally, it is time to rank every single Keyblade in Kingdom Hearts. Well, I mean mostly. Not all the Days ones are here, because Days have slightly different variations for almost pretty much the same design, but this is essentially every single Keyblade in Kingdom Hearts. I'm looking forward to this. I've been meaning to do it for a while. This is based completely on design, by the way. Let's get into it. You guys are going to experience me absolutely struggling to remember all of the names of these Keyblades. Like, look. My brain is like a hard drive. I can only store so much in it. There's a lot of Keyblades when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. Remembering every single Keyblade name is a bit of a struggle for myself, so you will get a good idea as to how much I do struggle to remember absolutely every Keyblade name, by the way. I was like going through all of them, and I'm like, wait, what one is this one again? What one? And I had to like keep going back and forward over to like the Kingdom Hearts wiki to be like, oh yeah, that's right, I knew that. I knew that. Come on, brain, what are you doing? So let's begin. We're gonna go in chronological order, starting off with the most iconic Keyblade of all time, the Kingdom Key. So the Kingdom Key is an automatic S. It is just straight up an automatic S. It's the most iconic Keyblade of them all. I'm not giving this the S tier due to the look of the Keyblade. It's a very simplistic, basic looking Keyblade, but it is the most iconic Keyblade of all time. So, automatic S, when you think of Kingdom Hearts, that's probably the first thing that comes to your mind. So, I've never been a fan of Jungle King. I think it's kind of hideous, to really be honest. I don't like the color palette going on. It's literally a stick with a few extra twigs on the end of it. Jungle Key. Jungle King? Jungle Key. Is it just Jungle Key? Jungle King, King, Key. I don't know. Jungle something, right? I've never really liked this Keyblade. I guess it's, like, I don't know. The stick thing represents Tarzan quite well, I suppose, but I think it's hideous. So I'm gonna have to put this in D. Three Wishes is alright. I like the color palette. The gold is quite nice. You know, with the lamp keychain right there. The blue, it looks okay. I'm gonna chuck that probably in C. Kingdom Hearts 1 had this tendency to have like all sorts of different sized Keyblades, like long ones. For instance, the Jungle King, Jungle Key, Key King Keyblade right here was a really long one, and then you had like short stubby ones, sort of like Divine Rose, as well as Fairy Harp. Yeah, this one is it's a chubby one, right? It's almost like a chody Keyblade. I like it. I like the design. I'm gonna chuck that in C though. Olympia is A tier. Olympia is A? Hell no, dude. That's because Kingdom Hearts 1 actually had Keyblade ranges. I mean, yeah, I guess that's cool, but like I didn't like any of the small short Keyblades at all. Pumpkinhead. Pretty iconic. That's got to go on B. Let me just throw Decisive Pumpkin in there right here, right now. I'm actually going to put Decisive Pumpkin in with A. I think it's a little bit sexier looking, to be honest. Alright, Divine Rose. Didn't really like the short Keyblades, but I think it did a good job of representing Beauty and the Beast, so that's not too bad. Middle Chocobo. E. E, fellas. Absolute E. I'm sorry, but it's hideous. It is absolutely hideous. It is one of the absolute worst Kingdom Hearts 1 Keyblades. Kingdom Hearts 1 really didn't have that many good looking Keyblades. The Chocobo keychain is literally the only thing going for it. Otherwise, it is just a piece of concrete. Untextured metal stick. Exactly. Yeah, no, it's hideous. It's simply hideous. It's almost like Square Enix threw that Keyblade together in like 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I mean, I guess that's the sort of look they're going for. This big piece of metal concrete stick. I don't know how something can be like a metal concrete stick, but you know, it's just hideous. It's not good. Spellbinder, that's gonna go in D. That's the Keyblade that you get for acquiring all the magics from Merlin. Crabclaw, there's a crab on the end of the Keyblade. That's kind of cool. It is the Atlantica Keyblade. I don't know, it's alright. I'm gonna put that in with C. Just because of the crab. The crab's kind of cool. I fucking love Spellbinder. Okay, look, I'll move it up one. Because it is better looking than the Jungle Key. Oh man, what's this one called? What is this one called? I forgot the name of this one. It's hideous anyway. It's a stick with a piece of yellow on the end of it. It's hideous. Man, what is that one? It's absolutely hideous. I hate that one. It's terrible. Wishing Star. Okay, yeah, no, it's hideous. Fairy Harp right here. It's okay. I like the green. It's one of those really really small Keyblades. In fact, I think that's actually the smallest in Kingdom Hearts 1. I'm gonna put that in with D. I like the green, but it's very meh. Lady Luck. I think it's kind of groovy. I think it did a good job of representing Wonderland. It could have been better, to be honest. I don't know, you could have had something to do with the Mad Hatter in there and something. It's just a bit simplistic, so I'm gonna put that on C tier. Fairy Harp is good, but it's way too short. You've basically got to be licking the butt cheeks of the Heartless in order to do any damage. Sleeping Lion, this is basically the Leon Keyblade of the game. It's pretty cool. I think it's kind of dope. I'm gonna put that in at B. One-Winged Angel, the Sephiroth Keyblade. This is really cool. I like the flame thing, sort of what is meant to be maybe the meteor, I don't know. On the end of the Keyblade, it's essentially a katana. I think it's really dope. I'm gonna put that up on A. Also, when you swing that Keyblade too, there's a really cool looking fire effect that comes out of the Keyblade. I think it's like literally one of the only Keyblades that actually has like a magic effect trailing the Keyblade. Oathkeeper and Oblivion, absolute S tier. Absolute S tier. We don't even need to explain that. Iconic Keyblades. They're probably as iconic as the Kingdom Key. So, absolute S tier. Diamond Dust. I like Diamond Dust. Similar to One-Winged Angel, it's kind of got a little bit of effect to it. Like these sort of magic particle effects sort of trail the Keyblade. It looks really cool. I'm going to go with B. That was one of the final mix exclusive ones. Oh, Lion Roar. Sorry. This is Lion Roar, and then Sleeping Lion is the Kingdom Hearts 2 one. I'm sorry. There's so many keys. Look at all these keys. I can't keep up with the names of all these keys, man. There's so many f***ing keys. The Keyblade of Heart, I don't know. It's like... It's very meh. And for such like an important Keyblade, a plot blade here... They really could have done a little bit better with this. I'm going to put it in D, though. I don't think it's absolutely god-awful, but it's pretty meh. Kingdom Key D. I think that's an A Keyblade. It's basically the Kingdom Key, right? It's not as iconic as the Kingdom Key. It's Mickey's Keyblade. The color palette of the Kingdom Key is just infinitely better. I do like the gold and the silver and how it's like all reversed to that of the Kingdom Key. That's kind of dope. And like where the blue part is on the Kingdom Key, there's red for the D version, but I don't know. It's A. It can't be up there with the Kingdom Key. It just can't. Way to Dawn perfectly represents Riku, but it's not an S. It's a dope-looking Keyblade. It definitely does take notes after Soul Eater from obviously Kingdom Hearts 1, Riku's little sword thing. It's a cool Keyblade, but it's definitely not S tier. Kyrie's Keyblade. That's gonna be a B. What is it? Destiny's Embrace? I think it's cool. It's pretty. There's a lot of flowers. But it doesn't do too much justice for me. The colors all pop. I love the yellows, the flowers, the ocean as well. I think the Keyblade perfectly represents Kyrie. It's just there's a lot of Keyblades that are way better looking. It's a B. Starseeker, yeah, definitely an iconic Keyblade. That's got to go in with A. Hero's Crest. There's a few different Olympus Keyblades, and personally, I don't think this is the best one. Hero's Crest is pretty cool, though. I do think it's better than Olympia, in my opinion. Is it a B, though? I don't think so, because my favorite one is probably B tier, so I'm going to chuck that in with C. I do think it is cooler than Olympia, though. It's probably due to the length thing. Look, I'm not saying size matters or anything like that. I don't know, maybe it does here with my my rankings. Hidden Dragon. Hidden Dragon's kind of cool. It's kind of groovy. The Keyblade literally does have, like, near the hilt of it, Mushu's head, and then the blade itself is, like, fire. I knew that the blade itself was, like, fire and the teeth is fire and all that, but I didn't actually ever notice that near the hilt, there's a dragon head. So for that little detail, I'm gonna bump that to C. Rumbling Rose. Yeah, I don't like Rumbling Rose. It's odd, it's weird. I think Divine Rose did a much better job of representing the Beauty and the Beast world. It just kind of looks stupid with, like, I don't know. I get it, it's got the rose in the middle near the hilt. The thorns are kind of coming out. It's just weird, though. Like, are those meant to be claws up the top? The thickness at the top? I don't know. Yeah, definitely a D. God, what is this one called? What is this one called? Three Wishes. Wishing Lamp? Wishing Lamp? Wishing Lamp, I think it's called. Is it? I don't... Shit. Wishing Lamp. Okay, I got it right. Yeah, Wishing Lamp. It's gonna have to go next to 3 Wishes. I think it did a better job of 3 Wishes from Kingdom Hearts 1, but it's sort of about the same. It is definitely better than 3 Wishes from Kingdom Hearts 1. A lot more details going on. You've sort of got like, it almost looks like genies coming out of the lamp near the hilt. The lamp is actually incorporated into the Keyblade itself. The colors just sort of pop a little bit more. Circle of Life. It is a hook stick. It's basically Sly Raccoon's cane. I've never made that comparison before, but it literally looks like Sly Raccoon's cane. It is kind of cool though. I do like it. I think it's kind of neat. So I'm gonna put that up with B. It's a stick, right? It's a stick, but I'm gonna actually put that up with B because it reminds me of Sly Raccoon's cane. I think it's actually kind of sick. Gullwing. Gullwing's alright. I like Gullwing. The Final Fantasy type Keyblade with the ribbons and the seagull at the top. I do like Gullwing, so I'm gonna put that up B. All of the colors work really nicely. And you do get, what is it, the EXP boost with that Keyblade. That Keyblade is, like, really good for grinding. Oh, the Tron one. The Tron one. The Tron one. Think, Jared. Think. I should know this. Like, I should actually know this. I can remember the Dream Drop Distance one, Jewel Disc, but I can't remember the Kingdom Hearts 2 one. Come on, dude. As soon as someone says that, I'm gonna be like, bruh. Fonton Debugger. Yeah, there we go. Fonton Debugger. Bruh, I knew that. Come on, Jared. What's wrong with you, dude? This is slightly embarrassing. It's just really hard to remember all of these dang oversized keys. It is average. I don't know. It's a C to D for me. C to D for me. C to D. I'm gonna have to go with D. Monochrome. It's a toot toot doot doot Keyblade. I think that's kind of cool. Perfectly represents Timeless River. I think it's sort of badass. It's smaller Keyblade for sure. Even though Kingdom Hearts didn't really have short, stubby Keyblades. I think it's kind of dope, though, so I'm going to put that in B. Fatal Crest. What an absolutely sexy Keyblade. That's a sex blade right there. I love Fatal Crest. I think it is simply sick looking. You get it from the underworld from finishing the cups. Yeah, I love it. The dragon with the spine going down, the black, and then it goes into sort of the dark midnight purple on the hilt. Looks absolutely sick. Definitely an A. Okay, Sleeping Lion. I'm gonna just have to put that up B next to Lion Roar. They pretty much essentially look the exact same, and it's sort of hard to decide what one looks cooler out of the both of them. I think the Kingdom Hearts 2 one looks more like a Gunblade, which is actually what Leon Squall uses. But at the same time, too, I think Lion Roar also looks kind of sick as well with the bigger lion head for the teeth of the Keyblade. So it's probably a B. Sweet Memories. Oh damn, dude. The tree trunk with a beehive at the top, and it makes funny sounds when you thwack the Heartless with it. It also increases drop rate, I'm pretty sure, Sweet Memories. So that's kind of always handy. Sweet Memories, probably, it's kind of cool. It's definitely not a D. We're gonna have to chuck it in with C. Mysterious Abyss. It's certainly better than, you know, I'm gonna change this placement. I'm putting Crab Claw down on D, Mysterious Abyss up on C. That makes more sense to me, because it is a lot cooler than Crab Claw. Though Crab Claw is kind of, no, I'm gonna chuck that back. It's the crab. Crab Claw is so ugly. I don't know though, it's a crab on the end of a Keyblade. It's so stupid, it's kind of cool. Follow the Wind. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's definitely not an E. I think it's a D. Bond of Flame. Bond of Flame, fellas. I love this Keyblade. I think it's absolutely sick. I never really ever use it in KH2 because by that point, you're pretty much using Decisive Pumpkin, which is a shame. It's stupid that you get it at a point of the game where it's like, there are so many better options than Bond of Flame. It is such a sick looking Keyblade. The trail effect and particle effects of this Keyblade with the fire and like the black and red looks so cool, yet like you basically don't use it. Bond of Flame is an absolute A. It's sick. It's Axel's chakrams turned into a Keyblade. It's so sick. The Oran Keyblade is kind of hot. I don't mind it. It's just very thick, in your face. But it's okay. I forget the name of this. Guardian Soul. Yeah, Guardian Soul is definitely a C. This taken out of context could be something entirely different. Two Become One. Sick as shit. Absolutely sick as shit. I love Two Become One. An absolute A in my opinion. It's the Roxas Keyblade. It's got the Nobody sigil on it. The black and the white. Fenrir. Easy. Best Boy Keyblade. Absolute S. It's a car key. You get it for taking down Sephiroth. What an absolutely spicy reward. Fenrir is S tier. S tier, baby! My favorite Keyblade of all time. While we're on the topic of Fenrir, let's just talk about Fenrir Tier 1 and Tier 3 from Union Cross. I'm gonna chuck Tier 3 Fenrir up on S as well. I think if that had a 3D model, that would look absolutely badass. The only one thing it is missing, though, is the wraps. Why did they take the wraps off, dude? A little bit of a glow up from Fenrir. I love the gold additions added to it, removing the purple and the red, even though the purple and the red look really cool with Fenrir. The only one thing I have to complain about is the fact that they took the wraps off. Why did you do that? That's like one of the most iconic parts of the Fenrir. It's the wraps that are on Cloud's Buster Sword. It's like the main part of Fenrir, right? Aside from it being a car key, it's the main part. It's what represents the fact that you got that from Cloud for defeating Sephiroth. Tier 1 Fenrir is cool as well. I'm going to chuck that into A. It's not as cool as normal Fenrir, but I like the fact that there are a lot of wraps, cloth wraps down the actual blade itself. The colors, though, put me off a little bit. It's this weird bronze with this ugly looking like blue handle and like browny greeny sort of side bits near the hilt. If the color was different, that would probably be up there with S. Winner's proof. Winner's proof. I like this Keyblade. It's so stupid. It's got the Mushroom 13 all the way down it, but it's really cool. I like the Mushroom 13. One of the final mix Keyblades. I'm gonna have to put it there on probably B though. Now we've got the Days Keyblades. So there are actually a lot more Days Keyblades here, except like all of them kind of just look the same. It's just that there's slightly different variations of the same design. These are all of the designs for the most part, though. By the way, too, I am not going to be able to remember any of these Keyblades, the names of them. So we're just going to pretty much drag and drop based on like the looks. I mean, that's what we're doing anyway, but I'm not going to be able to tell you the names of any of these Keyblades, aside from one, Omega Weapon. Ultima Weapon, obviously that's named after Ultima Weapon from the Final Fantasy games. So it was cool to finally see a Keyblade called Omega Weapon, because that's another uber powerful enemy from Final Fantasy. It's hard to like sort of judge these because of course they are Nintendo DS graphic Keyblades, right? I think if they had 3D models, it would be a little bit easier to rank these. I feel like the Days Keyblades, I'm gonna look at them from a standpoint of if they had 3D models, they would probably look a little bit better, right? So Omega Weapon, I think, looks really cool. I'm gonna chuck it up there on A. This is another one I know, a Maverick Flare. So this is kind of cool. I like the colors. It does remind me of the Axel Keyblade a little bit. I'm gonna chuck that on B. I like the colors. This is kind of cool looking. I think Days had some really cool looking Keyblades. I'm gonna chuck that on B. I think most of the Days Keyblades are probably in the B tier here. No, that can probably go on C. This is really spunky. That can go on B. That's kind of, I think, no, that's a C. That's definitely a B. This one is super nice. I kind of want to put it up on A, to be honest. I think I might put that up on A, and that is, yeah, that's just a big old thick old stick. I'm gonna chuck that down there. That's an easy D for me. That's an easy D for me. That is just like a massive toothpick. I don't really like, I like the colors and stuff, but it's just a big old toothpick. And that can go on C. Okay, so that's all the Days Keyblades. Birth by Sleep, the wooden Keyblade, Ventus's little training stick. I mean, it's Ventus's training stick. It's got Terra written on it, kind of cool. I believe Terra gave that to Ventus, so that's kind of wholesome. But it's literally just a wooden stick, right? I don't know. I do like it more so than, is it Spellbinder or Spellbinder? Wishing Star, sorry, and Middle Chocobo. I do like it better than these two, so I'm gonna put it on D. I'm actually gonna put it on D. No shit. No shit. In fact, I like it more so than the Jungle Key. You know, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, f the Jungle Key. F the Jungle Key. I'm chucking the Jungle Key down on E. F the Jungle Key. All my homies hate the fucking Jungle Key. Wayward Wind? Ventus's Keyblade, it's alright, yeah, and I'm not going to be doing character biases either, by the way, so Ventus is a cool character, I love him, he's a sweetie, but just because he's a sweetie doesn't mean he's getting extra points, alright? Probably C. Probably C. Lost Memories is a little bit cooler. This is Ventus's upgraded Keyblade. It's a little bit cooler, and I like that too, Lost Memories, right? Probably referring to Ventus back in the Key Saga, even though this was in Birth by Sleep. Oh man, actually forgotten Aqua's Keyblade name. This is a disgrace. This is an absolute disgrace! Rainfell? Yeah, Rainfell, I think, is definitely cooler than Ventus's, as well as Terra's. So that's going to be a B. As well as, I think this is Stormfall. Both B. I think they're pretty cool. They definitely represent Aqua quite well. Master's Defender, iconic. It is a cool Keyblade. It's just, it's a really long toothpick though. But it's cool. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. From the ancient times and stuff. Brain's Keyblade. It's not too bad, but it's definitely a B. The Gazing Eye, fellas. This is a sick Keyblade. An absolutely sick Keyblade. The Master of Masters eyeball is in it. I think that's kind of cool. That's kind of neat. A little bit of spicy lore about that we learned from Keyback cover. That's kind of cool. With the goat head on the hilt. It looks absolutely demonic. Absolutely demonic. I'm gonna have to chuck that up onto S. It is a ferocious looking Keyblade. Easy S for that. I was kind of thinking A, but then I'm like, no. That really is like one of the most iconic, coolest Keyblades in the game. The actual Keyblade, 2 Kingdom Keys crossed with a whole bunch of fuck-off features on it with a big salmon slicer sword thing on the end of it. The old fish filleter on the end, yeah. It's cool. I don't think it's, like, incredibly amazing. You know, this is meant to be the ultimate Keyblade. I do like how the Kingdom Keys are on there. I think there's gonna be a reason behind that. Well, you know, obviously, the Kingdom Key is the key of light, right? So it kind of makes sense as to why there's 2 of them, but I think there's a bigger reason as to why there are 2 crossing that we'll probably find out about later on with Sora's importance, learning more about that in the next saga, and more to do with Kingdom Hearts as a whole. I'm gonna have to chuck that up onto A though. I really do feel like for it to be like the ultimate Keyblade, they could have done something a little bit more with it. And it's totally impractical as well. Absolutely impractical. Also, the weight of that thing, I mean, I shouldn't be taking into consideration things like the weight, right? But like the weight of that thing, and yet these skinny anime characters can like fling that little dildo stick around like it's nothing. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. It is still cool though. I do like it. It is cool. I just feel like more could have been done with it. Terra's, what is it? Ends of the Earth. I forget his upgraded version name. It's fine. It's the same as like Ventus's. It's just fine. Ends of the Earth is at least a B. I've never really liked it. I've never really liked it. It's the, you know, obviously this one here is the Lingering Will Keyblade, but never really liked it. Stroke of Midnight. I think it did a good job of representing Cinderella. This is one thing that I'm noticing. Like, Square Enix really do a good job to represent the Disney world in which the Keyblade has kind of come from, or to represent a certain character within the design of the Keyblade. They do a really good job of that. It's okay, though. It's just okay. I think I'm going to chuck that in with D. Chaos Ripper is sick. I do like Chaos Ripper. Another Keyblade with the Eye of Darkness in it. The Master of Masters Eye? Void Gear, or what is, because Void Gear actually isn't in here, it's just basically Vanitas' Keyblade. Void Gear is like a black and white version, so we've just got Vanitas' Keyblade, which currently actually doesn't have a name. It has been confirmed that Void Gear, the Keyblade that you do acquire in Birth by Sleep from defeating Vanitas, isn't this Keyblade right here, but we'll call it Void Gear for the sake of it. We still don't know the name of Vanitas' Keyblade. It is currently unknown. I like Void Gear. It is cool with the gears and stuff, the 2 Eyes of Darkness, the red, little bit of like sort of browny yellow in there, the black, the silver. It looks really nice. That's gonna have to be an easy A for me. The no-name Keyblade. So not to be confused with young Xehanort's Keyblade. They are slightly different, even though they appear to look sort of similar. I absolutely simply love young Xehanort's Keyblade. For me, young Xehanort's Keyblade, alright, get this, is an easy S. I'm just gonna do that right here, right now, and that no name is an A for me. I absolutely simply love young Xehanort's Keyblade with the, again, with the goat head up the top, so in similar fashion to the Gazing Eye. The whole clock thing as well, how young Xehanort can manipulate time. The blue, that light blue with the silver just looks so badass. It takes some design cues from the Gazing Eye and incorporates it into more of a simplistic, sleeker looking Keyblade. Victory Line, yeah, this is the Rumble Racing Keyblade. It's a D. It's just the D. It's weird. Ice cream blade. The ice cream blade. I think this is kind of cool. It's literally just a Keyblade that's made out of scoops of ice cream with the 2 orange slices or lemon slices at the top with like 2 cones for the hilt. I mean, that's just f***ing hilarious, right? Sweet stat. An E? An E? Tricks, you think it's an E? I'm incorporating meme value into this as well, okay? Otherwise, like, Crab Claw would have been an easy E for me. If it wasn't for that crab on the end of it, it would be an easy E for Crab Claw. But I'm incorporating a little bit of meme value in here. It's dumb. It is dumb, and that's what makes it so good. It's so stupid, it's good. It's getting a C. It has to get a C. It's got to be up there for meme value. It's push. The Dwarf Woodlands Keyblade. I forget the name of this. Treasure Trove. Treasure Trove. God, it's another one where it's like, you know this. What's wrong with you? Treasure Trove. I don't like Treasure Trove, man. I really don't. I don't like Treasure Trove. I don't like it. I don't like it. I really don't like it. It's going in E. It's literally going in E. Fairy Stars. I like this. It did a good job of representing the 3 fairies and, you know, the 3 different colors. Red, blue, and green from Enchanted Dominion. I think it's just okay. The colors really do pop. The stars, that's gonna go in C. It's actually not a bad looking Keyblade. Pixie Petal. I'm sorry. It's disgusting. Frolicking Flame. Frolic Flame. Frolicking Flame. It's another one that represents Axel, which I think is really cool, but it's definitely not as cool as Bond of Flame. Probably gonna have to chuck that into B. Mark of a Hero. Mark of a Hero is definitely cooler than Hero's Crest and Olympia. Like, significantly cooler, I feel. I'm gonna have to put it up on B, in all honesty, because it did such a better job than these 2 from KH1 and KH2. It's definitely not the best looking Olympus Keyblade. I may as well just do that right now. This is the best one. Man, I am blanking hard today, man. Hero's Origin. God. Yeah, Hero's Origin. It's hands down the best. Perfectly represents Hercules. You got the Thunderbolts, you got Zeus up the top, holding the Thunderbolt like an absolute Chad. The colors pop with the clouds. Alright, Hyperdrive, the Lilo and Stitch Keyblade from Deep Space, Birth by Sleep. It's okay. It's got Stitch's ship there with like a green piss stain up the top. I don't know. To me. I'm gonna have to go with D. Now, I forget the name of this Keyblade. This is one that I believe only Aqua... I think only Aqua can get. Bright Crest. Bright Crest. I think Bright Crest looks absolutely sick. I'm gonna have to chuck that up onto A. I think that looks like simply dope. Crown Unlimit is fucking awesome, man. I'm gonna put that up on A. This is a Keyblade that is, there's a few of the Kingdom Hearts games where you do, well, not many, but there's some Kingdom Hearts games, I think maybe only 2, where there is a Keyblade that is stronger than the Ultima weapon. I think it's just Days and Birth by Sleep, but I might be wrong. It might be actually more than that. Crown Unlimit is stronger than the Ultima weapon, and I think it's, like, absolutely sick. It's the Mirage Arena Keyblade. It's got the crown at the top, the colors of that baby blue, with, like, the gold around it, the crown on the keychain, the glow as well that you have on it. Dude. Skull Noise. This is the World That Ends With You Keyblade. Definitely one of my favorite Dream Drop Distance Keyblades. I'm gonna have to chuck that up on B. Did a really good job of representing the world ends with you with the headphones. You've also got like the noise symbol up the top, as well as the skull around the hilt. Also, Mr. Meow is the keychain. Fun fact. This is the double Keyblade thingy majingy big dildo stick from Dream Drop Distant. The sort of one half is like light, the other half is darkness to represent sort of both Sora and Riku. It's pretty cool. It's the most unpractical Keyblade you can probably ever use, but I guess it's meant to be used by 2 people, right? It is cool. The design's really neat. I like it. Probably an easy A. The design's really cool. It's just like, it's very impractical. What is this? This is the Guardian something or other bell thing from the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Guardian Bell. Yeah, Guardian Bell. Yeah, D. Ferris Gare. I like it. The colors pop. This is obviously the Pinocchio Keyblade for Dream Drop Distance, for Sora. All for One. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with E. It's just... meh. Knockout Punch. It's got the Nightmare Spirit Monkey on it, which is actually kind of cool. With his big old left, right, goodnight fist up the top. Maybe it is a C. I think that's a C. I think that deserves a C. It's kind of funky, right? What is this? Dive Wing, I think? Yeah, Dive Wing. I think that's a D. I think it's a D. It's okay. It's just kind of... It's a bit much. It's got half the heart there, which I've only just noticed now. Alright, we've got Lee's Keyblade. Absolutely A. It's gonna have to go right next to Bond of Flame. It is cooler than Bond of Flame, without a doubt. I want to chuck it in S. Oh man, I definitely do want to chuck it into S, because it really is sick. Only the top Keyblades, though, get S. And is it a top Keyblade? Yeah, that's gonna have to be an S. That's gonna have to be an S. It really is sick. Counterpoint. One of the better Keyblades of Dream Drop Distance, without a doubt. It did a good job of representing Fantasia. I've got, like, the Mickey Sorcerer hat up the top. The colors all look really cool. The sort of yellowy to the pinky purple, the light blue to dark blue, the brown for the hilt. I think that's gonna go into... Yeah, I think that's gonna be a C. Ocean's Rage? Okay. It's... This one's getting a little bit of meme value because the handle of this is literally Monstro's uvula, which that's great, man. I love that. I'm gonna chuck that into C. Like, all of the ones that kind of have meme value falling into C. I think that's great. Unbound. Unbound is pretty dope. I might actually chuck Unbound into B. I think the colors pop, especially that green. What I really like about Unbound, this is for doing all of the what is it? The portals. It's got a part of, like, the heads-up display at the end of the Keyblade for its teeth. It's got the health bar and what looks like the drop gauge with the pink wrapping around that heart. I think that's really cool. And it's got the crown near the hilt. Love the colors. That's a pretty good B. End of Pain. This is a Riku Keyblade. I think, again, this is for doing the dive portals, so that's the Sora version. This is the Riku version. I like this. Demonic looking. I think that's going to go in B. Another Keyblade that's mysteriously got the Eye of Darkness. We still need an explanation for the other Keyblades that have the Eye of Darkness. I'm sure in the Lost Master saga we'll hopefully get that answered. Sweet Dreams. This is the one for doing Flick Rush. It's got the Dream Eaters up the top with the Dream Eater sigil. It's got a Mickey Mouse emblem on its hilt. And is that a knife and fork? Oh yeah, it's from the, is it the Ghost of Baki or whatever? For the meme value, I'm gonna chuck that in C. That's actually okay. I like the little meow wow sticking out up the top. Jewel Disc is definitely better than Phantom Debugger. So that's a C for me. 01, oh my god, 01, absolutely. That's an A, that's an A. It's the only recoded Keyblade. It's like a 16-bit Kingdom Key. I love that. You know what, I feel like I need to bump it up one more. I'll bump it up one more, actually. Starlight, okay, so we're now into the Union Cross Keyblades. Starlight, man, okay. Starlight's kind of cool. It's that Kingdom Key hilt, just with different teeth. I think it's an okay looking Keyblade. I'm gonna chuck that over onto C. Starlight 2, it's a little bit better, but I think that still remains as a C. But okay, here's where it gets interesting. Starlight 3, man, looks gorgeous. It looks honestly gorgeous. I'm gonna chuck that onto A. I love that so much. I wish that was the version of the Keyblade that we got in Kingdom Hearts 3, honestly. I really do. I really wish we got the third version. I guess the first tier is, like, the best representation of it, because that's what, like, most of the citizens of Daybreak Town had. They, you know, because they were all, like, trash tier, so, like... But I really do wish we had tier 3 Starlight, because tier 3 Starlight looks honestly gorgeous. Okay, ooh. Divine Rose Tier 1, ooh. Like, what the hell is that, man? That looks like the dildo weapon you get on San Andreas. However, though, Divine Rose Tier 3, ooh, baby. Yeah, this is pretty sexy. This is a sexy Keyblade. I like this. That's gonna be a B for me. Stroke of Midnight Tier 1, no, ooh, gross. Tier 3 doesn't really look too much different. I do want to chuck it onto C, though. I'm gonna chuck that onto C. It is definitely better than the first version of it. Oh god, I forget the name of this again, but that's gonna easily be an E. That's just horrendous. This one right here, it's gonna go over onto C right next to its tier 2 counterpart. Lady Luck, tier 1 is alright. That's gonna go onto D. The tier 3 version though is super cool. I'm gonna chuck that over onto B. I love how the cards are golden. Counterpoint, tier 1 is just fine. The colors are an interesting choice. Tier 3 counterpoint, I don't think it does too much more for me compared to tier 2, so yeah. Ooh, gross. Get that over there. This can go up with, yeah, 3 wishes, tier 3. Definitely looks cooler than normal 3 wishes, but still, yeah. Sleeping Lion, tier 1 and tier 3. Okay, so Sleeping Lion is up here in B. Tier 1, I'm just gonna chuck into B. They all kind of look very similar. Tier 3, though, is sick. It definitely looks way more like the actual Gunblade. The teeth look completely ferocious. That, to me, honestly, is an A tier Keyblade. I love the fact that it perfectly represents the Gunblade. Treasure Trove tier 1, ooh, that's disgusting. Treasure Trove tier 3, that's still disgusting. The Olympus Keyblade tier 1, the Olympia... Oh man, it's like an underfed Olympia. Yeah, no, ooh, get that out of here. But tier 3 works on its looks a little bit. I'm gonna put it next to Olympia. It is cool, but it's just a bit too in your face. Now the Mogo Glory, tier 1 and 2, Moogaloo Glory, sorry. Tier 1 and 2 basically look the exact same, except the tier 2 version has a glow in it, which you're not going to be able to see here unless it's... Oh yeah, okay, no, there is a glow, right. So they're basically going to get the same ranking, and then the third version here is just more glow, I'm pretty sure. It's got the Lux sort of symbol up the top with the Moogle and a chest. I think it is a sick Keyblade design. I'm going to give all 3 of these the exact same tier, because the only additional thing that gets added there, I believe, is like some stars and the glow. I'm gonna put the Moogaloo Glory up on B, I think. Yeah, I think that deserves the B. It's a really cool looking Keyblade with the Moogle up the top of it. It would be super cool if this Keyblade gets into a proper Kingdom Hearts game. Let's say you complete all the synthesis records or something, that would be the Keyblade you'd get. Alright, Bad Guy Breaker. For some reason this list is missing tier 3, so we've only got tier 1 and tier 2. I think they did a really good job of the Wreck-It Ralph Keyblade. What's funny though is I actually prefer tier 1 to that of tier 2 here. I don't know, I think the colors of like the brick and stuff just work better than tier 2, so this is going to be like the one and only time where I actually position a lower tier higher than a higher tier. I'm going to put Bad Guy Breaker probably just on C, and I'll put Bad Guy Breaker 2 on D. I really do think the first version looks better. Alright, now we got Dark Noir. I don't know, I don't really like Dark Noir. I'm going to put, to be honest, the first 2 in D, and then I'll put the third version. They did a bit better with the third version on C. Missing Ache. Yeah, it is cool. What is it? Ventus's original Keyblade. It is a cool Keyblade. I think it's just sort of average, to be honest. I'm gonna put all of them on C. Diamond Dust tier 1. We've got normal Diamond Dust on B. Tier 1 is just sort of a bit average looking, so that's going to go there. And then tier 3 Diamond Dust I'm going to put in with normal Diamond Dust. I think they both look as good as one another, to be honest. I do like the purple and stuff, and there's the sort of snowflakes up the top of the teeth of the Keyblade are cool, but I definitely like the blue. Alright guys, the Ultima weapons. We have the Ultima weapon. You guys are probably expecting me to go with the Kingdom Hearts 3 Ultima weapon, or maybe the Kingdom Hearts 1 Ultima weapon, or maybe you are expecting me to go with the Kingdom Hearts 2 Ultima weapon. I love it too much. The crown detail, I don't know, when they add a crown detail to a Keyblade, I'm like, God, you've just got extra points right there. It's the only one, aside from the Kingdom Hearts 1 version, kind of has the crown there, but it's sort of then, I don't know, the Mickey sort of symbol up the top of the teeth kind of steals the show there a little bit. But it's the only one with like the true crown symbol. Kingdom Hearts 2 Ultima Weapon is my absolute hands down favorite. Still to this day, it is an S tier Keyblade, 100%. 100%. Kingdom Hearts 1 Ultima Weapon is an A tier. Kingdom Hearts 3 Ultima Weapon is definitely an A tier. Birth by Sleep. It's okay. As well as Dream Drop Distance, it's just okay. I'm gonna put these into B tier. The Kingdom Hearts 1 Ultima weapon is really cool though. I specifically want to talk about this. I like how it's so different and stands out so much compared to the other Ultima weapons. When you look at Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, and Kingdom Hearts 2, they all do look very similar to one another, so that's kind of like one thing where I'm like, oh, I just noticed actually too, the Dream Drop Distance one actually does have the crown, but again, I think the crown looks better on the Kingdom Hearts 2 version. I love that sort of turquoise down the bottom, and then with the gold, and the Kingdom Hearts 3 one does look sick as shit. I think the Kingdom Hearts 3 Ultima weapon has the best hilt with the sort of spikes, slanted diagonal spikes going on with the hilt. And also the red looks really nice. I like how they finally changed up the Ultima weapon. So we're pretty much down to the Kingdom Hearts 3 Keyblades here and the 4 Tallow ones. Let's go with Wheel of Fate. It's certainly better than Follow the Wind. I would have to put that in C. By the way, I'm not considering Keyblade transformations or anything like that, but like Wheel of Fate right here, definitely the best Pirates of the Caribbean Keyblade. Its Keyblade transformation is one of the best in Kingdom Hearts 3 as well. If I was taking into account Keyblade transformations, I'd probably bump that up. Maybe 1 or 2 more, honestly, but I'm only doing it based on the actual design of the Keyblade. Braveheart, Riku's new car key. I love it. I think it's really cool. I'm gonna have to chuck it up there right next to Way to Dawn. It gives me massive Fenrir vibes. It's just a big, thick car key. Yeah. DLC Keyblades real quick. The PlayStation Starseeker. We've already put Starseeker up on A, so I'm going to place these all on B. I think they all look really cool. The Xbox and PlayStation ones, they're just pretty much Starseekers. The 7-Eleven Keyblade, I'm going to chuck that down onto C. It's Mickey's new Keyblade. Star Cluster, I think it's called, right? Star Cluster. Is Soul Eater on this list? No, this is just pretty much Keyblades. Not little boy swords. But Star Cluster is really cool. I like it. I'm gonna chuck that up onto A. I don't really like the 7-Eleven color palette on it, man. Favorite Deputy. It's kind of cool. It's the Toy Story Keyblade. I do like it. I'm gonna put that on B. It's just a big cactus with a cowboy hat, and then it's got like the Buzz Lightyear thing going on. Happy Gam, Monsters Inc. Keyblade. I'm gonna have to put that down onto C. The Squeak Squeak Toot Toot Classic Kingdom Keyblade. I forget the name of this. Probably a D. Probably a D. It's got a little bit of meme potential right there, but it's definitely a D. I forget the name. Oh, Honey Pot, is it? Honey? I don't know. But Sweet Memories is definitely better. Where did I put Sweet Memories? I think I put that, yeah, C. I'm gonna have to put that down onto D. Shooting Stars gives me Starseeker vibes, but it's not as cool as Starseeker. Definitely a B. Hates bees. I absolutely hate bees. That's a real fact. Fuck bees, man. Fuck bees. I don't care if they're good for the environment, they pollinate, they do this and that. Fuck them bees. Fuck them bees, man. I can't handle them bees. I'm pretty sure I've got a bee phobia. Fuck them bees, man. I can't do it. Big Hero 6 Blade. It's kind of cool. It's one of the better looking Kingdom Hearts 3 Keyblades. I don't think it's as cool as the Toy Story one though, so I'm gonna have to put Nano Gear, right? Nano Gear. Ratatouille Keyblade. I like the fancy lights, and it's got the Eiffel Tower, so that's kind of cool. Probably a C for the Keyblade effects. The Tangled one, I don't really like the Tangled one. The Frozen one, slightly better. It's actually just a piece of ice, so I'm gonna chuck that into D. This is the definitive Keyblade list, alright? There's no other versions. This is it. This is the definitive official Keyblade tier list. There are no other opinions on this. None. Zilch. Nothing. There are no other opinions on this. This is the definitive one. Aced's is just disgusting, so I'm gonna chuck that down onto E. It's disgusting. Like, ooh, Aced. Nice Keyblade, dude. The fuck is that? Like, what the fuck is that? Just a big piece of rock. Ira's Keyblade is kind of hot. It's kind of sick. I'm gonna have to chuck this, probably on B. Envy's is pretty sick. B. Gula's a C. Ava's a C. That is it, guys. That is my Kingdom Hearts tier list, Keyblade thingy. This is it. This is the definitive Keyblade tier list right here. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. So let's review this. So, these are my S tier rankings. I'm pretty happy with that. Not a lot of color in my S tier. It doesn't need to be a lot of color though, right? I'm not just doing it based on Oh, look, the rainbows on that Keyblade. It's the meaning behind some of these weapons as to why they've got in certain placements. Finra is B tier? Finra is B tier? That is disgraceful. That is actually disgraceful. These are my highest rated Keyblades though this is the SAB section. These are the best Keyblades. Sexy, awesome, based. These are the Keyblades that matter the most. Maybe a little bit of C, maybe a little bit of C. Starseeker does not belong in A. It belongs in the trash. What is wrong with you? Geo. What? Geo. 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 What? Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, bro. What? I'm having an aneurysm. Dude, what? Shit, Gabo? I can't even. I just can't even. Hold on, dude. Let me snap that in 4K. I thought we were friends, man. I'm reconsidering everything our relationship stands for. I thought you were a cool guy. But you're out here saying that, Starseeker deserves trash tier? Garbo tier? I can't even believe this. Damn, dude. I don't know if you're just tripping. If you've had maybe a sip or six. Are you looking for a reaction now? Is that it? What was in your Caesar salad? Let's take a look at the E tier right here. So Treasure Trove is, like, it's disgusting. It's not a good Keyblade. Pixie Petal. Metal Chocobo is, whew, shit, that's disgusting. Wishing Star is literally a stick. Like, the actual stick from Days is cooler than Wishing Star. You know why? Because it's not afraid to be a stick. The Wishing Star Keyblade is trying its hardest not to be a stick, but everyone knows it's just a piece of wood. 3 Wishes Tier 1 is... what is that? Is that a nose hook? Like, what is that? Someone also let me know on Twitter that I forgot Advent Red, which was the exclusive Keyblade for the Switch version of Kingdom Hearts 3. So that, for me, because I love the color palette of the theme of the Switch for the Keyblade, would have to be an A. That is it, guys. That is my Kingdom Hearts Keyblade tier list. It's the only one that matters. It's, this is the definitive official Kingdom Hearts tier list right here, for Keyblades. I don't want to hear any indifferences. This is it. This makes 126% sense, and nothing but it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's gorgeous.